Hi, I'm Olivia, and I'm the Witch of Wonderlust. Today I'm going to be talking about common ways that you can cleanse, activate, and charm your jewelry. This can be jewelry that you already have, or something that you've been looking at for a while, or maybe something that you've been gifted. So really it can be anything that you wear, so grab your favorite piece of jewelry, grab a drink, and let's get started. Today I'm drinking Plums and Roses by Sunrise Tea. Let me tell you, this one is good. It is so good. It's a good summer tea. I'm probably gonna cold brew it. I don't know why I didn't cold brew it today. Probably because I'm lazy, but you know. To start off, I'm going to show you a few of the pieces that I have charmed throughout the duration of this video. You'll probably see mostly about this ring, this evil eye ring. I love the evil eye talisman. I don't know what it is, but I just have always loved the little beads and the eye symbol. There's something about it that I just love. I also have these earrings. They have the little Aries ram on it. That's my moon sign, if anybody's curious. A lot of people ask, though I don't know very much about the zodiac signs. Aries is my moon sign, so there you go, now you know. And then lastly, I have this really cute anklet. I only have one other anklet, and it's got bells on it, so I can't wear it everywhere, or it's just going to annoy everybody, but it's nice to have a cute little anklet that I can just put on and wear for the duration of this summer.
I found myself apologizing when you started it. Why? Under a spell. I really wonder how did it come to this? Go see my friends, but then I realized they're all your friends. Is this who I am? You see me running around in circles, feeling so sweet, but should it be like this?
So these three pieces I got from Ana Luisa, and they actually have a whole collection of all of the different zodiac signs in these earrings, and I've always wanted like little hoop earrings, and I got them. So they're really cute, and I was even able to gift my mom 2 earrings that I knew that the next day she immediately sent me a picture of her wearing her earrings with like this cute red dress, and she was ready to go to work. I loved it. It was just nice to be able to actually gift my mom something super nice for her birthday. So if you have somebody special in your life with a birthday coming up, or maybe you want to get a super early Christmas present or something like that, if that's something that you're interested in and maybe we can match, go ahead and check out their website and use this discount code to get 10% off. All right, so on with the video. The first thing is cleansing. Basically, when you get your piece, whether it be a gift or from a store, or especially if you got it at something like a thrift store or an antique store, this is the first thing that you should be doing with any of your magical items before you charge or activate them in any way. So you want to cleanse them. Cleansing is super important, and I'm probably going to make a whole video just about cleansing, but I will show you how to cleanse your items in this video too. The reason you want to cleanse everything, especially if it came from a secondhand store, because it might have energies clinging from the store, from the people who have picked it up, from handling, or even from shipping and handling, and even just kind of like in that general, just from the product being made, and then all of the energies that it comes into contact with until it gets to your hands. It's just a good way to kind of clear that slate. So the first common way to cleanse is to set it in a little bowl or on a plate full of salt. What this does is that it grounds and absorbs all of the negative energy from your piece. You can cleanse your jewelry, your crystals, or any other tools that you happen to have by just kind of setting it in a little tub of salt. It kind of depends on how long you want to leave it there. I usually leave mine overnight, or if you're kind of in a time crunch, then I don't see why just leaving it in there for a few hours wouldn't hurt. You can also leave it overnight in the full moon or the new moon, but that's completely up to you. I personally like the full moon, but Again, it's up to you. You can wave it through the smoke of some incense or any kind of cleansing smoke herbs that you have. Maybe it's the loose incense that you're burning, an incense stick, an incense cone, or maybe it's a bundle of dried herbs that you prefer. You can also use any kind of cleansing sprays that you have. Hold it in running water, such as a creek, a river, or a fountain. Just please hold on to it and don't lose it. And also make sure that if it is a fountain that it doesn't have chlorine in it, because that can do a lot of damage to your beautiful pieces. Or last but not least, you can cleanse pretty much anything with just visualization. So you know that I preach and preach that you don't need tools, and actually a lot of the time I like to visualize cleansing a lot of my objects, because sometimes if it's a bigger object, I don't have like a whole bucket of salt like some of y'all apparently do. So you can just hold it in your hand and visualize like a white light or it glowing, and visualize all the energy kind of melting off of it and bringing in kind of like a blank slate or whatever you want it to hold. But first you want to visualize all of the energy coming off and out of it. So once you've cleansed your piece, then you just kind of try to set a time and a place. So this is where you can make it as big of a ritual or as little of a ritual as you like it to be. So setting your time and place is kind of important, because if you decide that you want to work with the phases of the moon, or maybe the days of the week, or maybe if you want to charge it on a certain holiday or a certain time of the day, this is where planning comes in handy a lot. And this is the time that if you cast circles, which I don't, but if you do, then cast your circle, either call in any of your spirits or deities or ancestors that you're working with, if you do work with any of those. One of the biggest things is that you want to focus on what your intent is. Writing this down, writing your intention down or saying it out loud helps, because it kind of solidifies your intention. It's not that it changes anything about the magic, but it's more of it makes you put your intention into physical words, which kind of makes it easier for you to focus on a solid intention instead of just kind of something that's like free flowing and just something that you thought of. It's more of something that you're making to be, if that makes sense. Which is why petitions, I feel, are so powerful, is because it forces you to put your intention into words. If you haven't seen that video, link. But yeah, it's more of just kind of like writing it down. So then if you feel that you want to chant this, or if you just want to think it over and over, it's more of something that is solidifying that intention. So once you have that, I encourage you to write or say it in a positive way. So when I'm charging these earrings, I'm not going to say, I will not feel a lack of confidence anymore. What I'm going to say is, I am confident. So, you know, you kind of want to take out that don't or won't or that negative, and you also want to say it in the present tense, just because it's kind of like when you start casting your spell, when you think about charging something or casting anything, the second you think about it, it's already begun. And when you follow it through is kind of when you're like closing the deal. But the second you're thinking about that, the second you gather your tools, your spell has already started. So when you say it, that it's in the present tense, it's already happened. So instead of saying, I will be protected, it's I am protected. So just keep that in mind, and if you guys have any questions on maybe if you're not really sure how to phrase it, then I highly suggest maybe asking in the comments below. I'll try to get back to you, and if not, this community is so helpful and so supportive of each other, so I bet you anything one of the other Wonderlust Coven members will get back to you too. So now that you have your intention, now that you have it either written down or you've said it out loud and you know exactly what you want to charge this for, and you're ready to go, you're sitting in your little ritual area or in your room or on your bed or on the train, on the bus, I don't care, you can do this wherever you want. You are going to hold this piece in your hand, and you are going to take a few deep breaths, just center yourself. Focus on that intention. So I am protected and my intuition is strong. Then I'm going to focus on that intention. I'm focusing on exactly those words and what those words mean and what that feels like and what that looks like to me. You want to visualize kind of you already being protected, you already being intuitive in certain situations or anything. You're going to focus on that as much as you possibly can, and you're going to kind of build that up inside of you. This is really weird and difficult to explain, but that's just kind of how I've always done it, and kind of how people have always explained how they've done it. Kind of build that up, and once you feel like you're building it up, visualize that sending down into your arms, into your hand, and then taking over the piece that's in your hand. So now it's charged. You're charging it right now, and think of it as like a battery. So keep sending it, keep sending it, keep sending it until you feel like that whatever you're holding can't hold anymore, and you feel like it's heavy with your intention. Some people say that they feel their hands, or they're, in this instant, they would feel the ring kind of like buzzing or like tingling, I guess. But sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. It kind of depends on the person, but just keep going until you feel like this piece cannot hold it anymore, and then you can close it off with anything that you feel will seal it, I guess, or kind of like close the cap. So you can say, so it is, or it is done, amen. You can kiss it, you can thank you, and now it's sealed. And once you have that, you have a charged piece of jewelry. So now you're like, okay, well now what? Now you carry it with you, you wear it. It just depends on kind of how much you put into it or how much you feel that this piece can hold. So other pieces, certain intentions, depending on how much you charge something or how much energy you put into a piece, that kind of depends on how it lasts or how long it lasts. Honestly, I don't really have like a time stamp of how long that will last, because some have lasted me a few years by accident. And because I think the reason for that is because I kind of unknowingly kept charging it. Because, you know, if you hold on to something, you know, if you have a certain piece of jewelry that you hold on to when you need protection or when you need something, that's kind of, you're kind of putting that in there. You know, you're putting more power into that. Some pieces and most pieces will kind of wear off, and if you ever feel like that is kind of dulling, then you can just recharge it. And again, you can charge it wherever you are, whenever you need. You'll see people play with their rings. I noticed that, you know, wedding rings, when people are feeling nervous or something like that, they will play with their wedding rings like this. You know, they'll play with their rings because it's something that makes them feel protected. They have the love and the protection of their partner right there, and that's kind of a good example of, you know, you're charging it, you're relying on it, it's there, you're remembering that brings you protection and brings you a feeling of love, and you're kind of recharging that without even knowing it. So when you're finished, say you no longer want this piece to hold the energy or hold the intention that you have charged it for. Just needed it for the day. So maybe you charge a necklace to kind of fade into the background. Maybe you're going to a party that you don't really want to go to, but you're obligated to go to, and you just kind of want to like be the wallflower. You don't really want anybody to talk to you, and you've charged a necklace to kind of disappear for that day. And obviously, if you're going to a job interview, you don't want to wear that necklace even though it looks cute, because you've charged it to disappear. You don't want to be forgetful in a job interview. So maybe you charge it for just that day, go home after you're done and you no longer want that intention hooked onto it. Simply thank it for aiding you in your work and helping you in whatever intention that you had charged it for, and then cleanse it. That's all. I know that a lot of people will say, well, what if I lose this piece of jewelry? What if it's broken? And there are a lot of different theories on this, and the most common theory is that whatever it was there for, it's done its job and it's finished, and that it's no longer needed. So don't feel too bad, or if it's broken and you want to fix it. I've done that before, so I just think that I kind of keep it more for looks rather than anything else. But yeah, that's it. Super quick video. I hope that you learned a little bit, and go ahead and tag Wonderlust Coven on Instagram if you end up charging some of your own jewelry, because I would love to see some of the beautiful pieces that you guys charge, and let me know what you charge it for, and let me know if it works out for you. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment below. I'll do my best to get back to you within the week or so. But other than that, as always, best of luck. Be kind to each other, and may your gods treat you as you've treated others. Bye. Me. It's my witchcraft sound.